Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the live show. How is everybody today? I hope you had a great day. The market was pretty green, so let's see what's going to happen for tomorrow. First, all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only. It's not intended as financial advice, so always do your due diligence. How is everybody today? And let's take a look and see what that heat map closed like. That's what it looked like, and they were up pretty well, especially the Mag 7 was up there. Meta was jumping up. And the SPY did close up. It pulled back a little in the after hours. We'll see how that settles tomorrow morning, of course, and we'll be looking at everything to see what's going on here. So that is what it looked like when it closed there. A couple big poppers at SRM. I know Zach Morris would talked about that one like a month ago or so, and that was a big popper. That RGC, this thing had a reverse split, 1 for 38, guys. 38 to 1 split. Never heard of such a thing in my life. And then it just went crazy again. So what a monster this guy is. And RGC is ridiculous. So the futures are red, Luis Rodriguez said. So there you go. And we'll get through everything. We'll get cruising and go through everything and see what everything looks like and what we're getting into for tomorrow. So let's get rolling here and see what's happening. I saw Laptop Travel posted a couple other ones. We'll check them guys out. And how is everybody? Here we go. Let's roll. And I was just talking about that RGC, and it did. It had a reverse split, 1 for 38, something I'm not familiar with right there. And then to see it blast off, it was crazy. So there you go. At RGC went nutty again off the split, so they brought it down. And I don't know what's going on here with TrendSpider. I hope it starts working. It was not working for a while, and then it just started to work, and I was like, oh, great. I took the stock charts off. I had it all set up, and now it looks like TrendSpider is giving me problems again. So great. It's definitely their system. I guess they're updating it or something. Hold on. Let's just go in StockTwits or stock charts, I mean. And of course, I should have just left it up. I had it all set up for the way I wanted it. And of course, I changed it. But hold on 1 second. There we go. And bam, and there's your RGC right there, and it is into the top again. So you have to be careful with it in the top like that, but we know it does like to run, and this bad boy has run a lot. 38 to 1 forward split. So there you go for that. And I'm not sure what's going on with the TrendSpider, but they are having issues. I can tell tonight because I tried that. There it goes right there, and we'll see if it's working. RGC, let's see. I don't think it is, guys. All right, well, we'll just skip that. I'll just use the stock charts for right now and see if that works later on. Anyway, let's rock and roll and go through these SRM right here. Like I said, I know Zach Morris had mentioned this bad boy like a month or so ago, maybe a little longer, but this thing got blasted off today. It was running up the last few days, nothing crazy. Until today, it went nutty. So that was your SRM. I don't even know what happened. Crypto firm Tron, led by top fan of Trump, is going public. So I guess these are going, something was up with that thing. I have no idea right there. So there you go. And we'll take a look. And yeah, there it goes. It started. I guess it's working. It's not working. I don't know what it's doing. But anyway, I'll use the old stock charts. I'll use this. If it's going to work, I'll use my TrendSpider for sure. And maybe it's working now. Here we go. That's cool. And so we'll see what's up. I'm not even going to move it. And so, yeah, there's your SRM blasted off. I keep an eye on it tomorrow morning. Could run up some more. And I know FinViz does have them intraday charts. I just like a different look, different chart. I always like to look at two charts. For those of you just new tuning in or just started tuning in, I do look at two different charts, and I used to look at stock charts and FinViz, and then I got a hold of this TrendSpider, and I love it. So I think TrendSpider is absolutely the best. You guys know that. They have all kinds of great features and all kinds of good stuff, which we'll get into some more. And so yeah, it's really good stuff right there. And like I said, after this week, when I get back from Vegas, it's going to be a whole lot, not different, but a lot more fun things coming along here. And we're going to be crushing it in the Discord and other great things. So there you go. And RGC gave more fun for everybody. It was freaking crazy today, that RGC. So there you go. And let's keep on cruising right here. We talked about this one, not that E2DWN. I don't know what that could possibly be, but it would be a good one. But DWSN, Dawson, we talked about this morning right here. And yeah, that AMD was popping today. That was looking good. I knew it was setting up right there. And this DWSN was running up this morning. It did pull back there, but it was up quite a bit in the top. And definitely we're going to keep an eye on these guys in the morning and see if they want to run. And the stock definitely, or the trend spiders definitely having problems. Anyway, I'm just going to use the stock charts and just don't mind the ads over here because I don't pay for it. They had some crazy ad pull up when I first pulled this up. I hope if I pay attention and it comes up again, I don't know what the heck was going on, but they keep changing the ads. And it was something really crazy. I was like, oh, I can't wait to talk about this ad. And then it all changed. I was like, damn, what was that thing? It was a crazy ad they had up here. So I'll have to keep an eye on these ads. Maybe we'll have fun with them tonight as we're using it. But this thing's just lagging behind. I guess maybe they're updating it or something. But there you go. DWSN was cruising along, and I'm just going to go rocking and rolling right through. I'll use the FinViz charts, and we will cruise here. SONM right here was running up as well today and looking pretty good to bounce up and possibly continue its way up there. So let's just see if these are working. Yeah, it is. And look at that. That's not looking bad right there. So can keep an eye on that for tomorrow as well. And this BATL was an oil and gas one, and this was rocking and rolling today as well. And there's your BATL right here if it wants to come up. And there you go. It's running 279 to 587. It closed at 305. And we'll be keeping an eye on all these oil and gas ones tomorrow. See what's going on with them. They did have some pullback. It looked a little healthy for some of them, so we'll have to keep an eye on it and see what they really want to do. Here's your RBN. This one pulled way back. It was way up into the $20 range on Friday and pulled back. And again, it does not even look terrible right there, but it was some big pullback. But I would keep an eye on it. We might get another bounce going back up. So I'll be watching these tomorrow to see what they want to do after that big run up. I'd be surprised if they ran up one day like that. But then again, you can see the look. They could pull back and get set up. So we'll definitely be watching them. TMDE, this one ran up over 100% this morning. This one was cruising, and we were early on this one too. It's relatively new with that RBNE, and we've been looking at them both together. And it's so new that TrendSpider just stopped looking at it. But anyway, here we get MDE, and we'll look at it right here. But you can see how new it is, and this one got cruising right there. So, oh wait, hold on. TMD, isn't it have an E in it? Yeah, it definitely does. This one is that. Yeah, TMD right there. And there you go. And that one was cruising up there for sure. So that was rocking and rolling today and had a little bit of pullback. So here we go. And let's see what Houston's do. Oh, HUSA right here. Houston American Energy. And that was pulling back. And they looked like they were bouncing in the after hours. That's what that was saying. And I think a couple of them were starting to try to bounce up a little bit. 1798. Let's see where it said it closed at 1060 right there. And you have it at that 1460, 16. So it is accurate. And they did bounce up in the after hours right there. So as I said, we'll definitely be keeping an eye on them. And they kind of looked like they had a little healthy pullback, maybe some really good opportunities that they did blast off yesterday or Friday. I mean, so we'll be keeping an eye on them. And INDO, another one, did pull back, but it basically ran right back up there. So there you go with that INDO and MXC right here. That's our good friend. I'm telling you, it's a great show. And I got to pull that clip, guys. I think I have to do that tonight, where we went through MXC and then this thing just went blasting off. It was back here in like the sixes, I'm sure, because we were talking about the TV show, and I even pulled up the clip on YouTube, and there you go. So INDO was the laptop travel did like that from April 25th. So we've been early on all these energy and oil and gas. Wasn't really, to be honest with you, I was trying to do my shed office and get that knocked out. So I don't think I was paying attention as much, but we definitely were zoned in and seen everything moving there, I bet I would have known that Israel, all that stuff was happening if I was paying a little more attention. And so there you go. And Finviz on here. How is Finviz? Thank you guys for hanging out and commenting today, and appreciate it. And you guys know I'm always using I think I've been using Finviz for over 20 years since I started looking at stock charts, and that's how long I've used it. And I've definitely been a paid subscriber for a while now, because again, I might have been, I know I was, guys. I might have been, I was pretty much the very first person. A couple people used to post it like here and there, like once in a blue moon, why I posted it as well. But I posted this heat map right here, and again, I was a paid subscriber. So if you paid, you get it early in the pre-market, which always started at 7 a.m. So this thing would change over, and that's why I was so used to it. It's changing over at 7 a.m. and always looking at it. But I would post it right at 7 a.m. every morning and say, here's what the map looks like. And, this is what the market looks like. It's green, it's red, and blah, blah, blah. And then everybody just started posting the heat map all the time. It's like one of the most common things that you see. And it's from Finviz. I remember when I first started posting it, nobody had a clue where I was even getting it from. I would get tons and tons of messages and stuff asking me like, yo, what's that heat map from? And I'd be like, yo, it's called Finviz. Check it out. And if you pay for it, you get the pre-market map, because if you don't pay for it, it'll switch over at 9:30. So since I had paid for it for so long, I thought it was pretty cool. And I used to always post it every morning. This is years and years. I mean, before COVID, guys, I was posting this thing. So that is thank you, Finviz. They said I'm an original, and I appreciate it. And them guys know I've been on there for a while, and everybody who listens to the show knows I pushed for you guys to change the hours from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. And it's honestly been great. If you listen to the morning show at 7 a.m., we just kind of cruise through. I think, remember I was saying before, if that had changed, guys, how much faster we could rock and roll through the shows, because now we have 2 accurate charts all the time. And again, I swear by Finviz and TrendSpider. You guys know it. And I talk highly about both of them all the time. And I am happy that Finviz did get that change. And hopefully the after hours will get all fixed, and we'll have to see what's going on. I forgot to message them, but they're listening, so that's awesome. And I greatly appreciate it. But yeah, I always talk about Finviz, and it's always up here, you guys, in stock charts or stock charts. Yeah, not stock charts anymore. I'll push that over there. TrendSpider is awesome as well. They have a lot of great features. And obviously, Finviz is like the #1 scanning app right here. And that's why I always used it. And that's how I got good at charts, guys, was from Finviz, just scanning these things, these trend line supports, resistance. These guys right here, most of them, I have no idea what anything's even called. You guys know that. And I just make up my own terminology, but this is how I got good at charts, is just looking at these things. And you guys see me go into a sector, I do it all the time, and just scroll right down and go through the charts in no time. So this is the site I got good on, was Finviz, and it is one of the best. It's the best scanning site. Obviously, I set up my scanners to be crazy. They're not up there right now. I can pop them up, and you guys know when I put my scanners on, they're wild. But again, that's how you find anything, is on a scanner. If you're not using scanners and have them set up the right way, then you're just looking at a bunch of charts and you have no idea what's moving, what people are looking at, and what's going where. So it's very important, and that's why Finviz has always been great. So yeah, I use 2 sites. It's real basic and easy. I use the Finviz, the TrendSpider, and knock it out of the park. And now I'll be trading on the Webull as well. And I have found that to be way better with the 4 a.m. and everything else, guys. So I do think that the market has changed so much. And I am glad that Finviz changed as well. They saw it changing, and it's awesome that they decided to go with it and, put the effort in, because I'm sure it wasn't easy. Clearly, they're having a little issue with the after hours. They got it fixed, but the candle doesn't show you. It's all good. And like I said, they hit me up. They do have it figured out, because they have it set up on the settings. They sent it to me. So they're trying to get it just permanently on the candle. And, but you can see how much the market has changed. And I mean, I say since COVID, but it's just constantly changing with these apps like Webull and Robinhood, always tweaking things and always making things different. Now you got 4 a.m. trading. I mean, you have overnight trading, you have trading 24/7. There's some on Robinhood that trade overnights and on Webull and certain one. It's wild, guys. It's a completely different market. So you constantly have to pivot with it, and that's how we always stay ahead of the trends and know what's going on. So I do thank FinViz for going out of their way and doing that. I'm sure it definitely helps their service for sure. We know that, but it also helped us as a show, and it also helps everybody else that uses the service because clearly the market has changed a lot. So there you go, and appreciate FinViz hanging out. That's awesome and really cool to see that. So thank you very much. And here we go. We're just going to cruise right through. And we did have MXC. And again, I said, if you've never seen that show, it's hilarious. Check it out on YouTube. I brought it up one night, and I brought it up way down here. We were talking about it because this thing was setting up, and I said it was going to be crazy like that show. And there you go. So that one did get pretty crazy there. And then CNA, guys, this one is getting set up right here. It was looking good today. And I'm telling you, just watch this thing. Maybe you can't tell if it's going to be tomorrow, this week. This week's a crazy week, guys. And so let me just explain what's going on this week. First off, so we have a short week because Juneteenth is Thursday, so the market's closed. That used to be Columbus Day off. Now it's Juneteenth, so we have all kind of worked out for me because I'm traveling. It works out great. But not only do you have that, you have the Fed speaking Wednesday, which I doubt they're doing anything with the rates. And I don't even get why, but we won't go into that. That's another day because we've talked about that a million times. And there you go, Luis Rodriguez. You just beat me to the quad witching day right there. You have options. You have your stock options, you have your stock index options, you have your stock index futures, and you have your single stock futures, all expiring on Friday. They call it a quad witching day. There's like 4 of them in a year, I think, possibly. I believe that's what it is. And it will be pretty wild. So guess what? Friday this week may be one of them weeks where you're like, you can't really read the market. That is why you have a day off before a quad witching and the Fed speaking. So today, open green, look good. We'll go into tomorrow seeing what it looks like. And then Wednesday, just be careful. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be a little wild towards the end of the week. So, excuse me, it worked out perfect for me because I'll be traveling. And then it didn't even mess up the show schedule because I wouldn't have done a show Wednesday night. Thursday would be off. And then Friday, I might just hop on and do like a spaces, and I'll do something poolside or something like that with Cavino and Rich or something cool. So I'll figure something out while I'm in Vegas, and then I'll be back. So there you go. And then CNA is setting up, so you definitely want to keep an eye on that one. And that one will be setting up, like I said, relatively soon. And here's that S dot still cruising along. We looked at it the last few nights, and that thing is great. So there you go for that. And what Mr. Drawdown said, Kara, I'm telling you, I have E-Trade. I've used E-Trade. Like I said, guys, I've been doing this for over 20 years. So, I can't say that I've traded all 20 years. Definitely looked at stock charts for over 20 years. And I've traded for a really long time. I've had periods where I was in and out of it. Obviously, life was busy and, I stepped away. I had other businesses I was running. So I'd make money and then I would invest it. That's what I've always done. So I've been doing it for a long time. And yeah, it's the craziest thing. Pre-market was always 7 a.m., guys. I've used E-Trade forever. It was pretty much the go-to platform and the number one platform forever. And now it's like, I won't say it's garbage by no means. It's a great platform. It's very safe. It's one of the best. But they have that. Maybe I need to start emailing them guys, FinViz, and getting on E-Trade there. They might be the next ones because I'm telling you, if they don't start doing it at 4 a.m., they're going to lose everybody because I can't trade on there anymore. It's made it so difficult with everything popping up at 4 a.m. and this and that. And you have just so many crazy things happening all throughout the night and hours now. It's just a wild market. It moves so fast that you do need the flexibility to be able to trade at 4 a.m. or even be able to set it up and be able to, set your cells in case it wants to fly up in these extended hours, which is 4 a.m. now. So it is a totally different market by no means. And like I said, FinViz definitely pivot, and it made a huge difference. It's great, and they'll get this the after hours right. And like I was saying this, if you're still listening, FinViz, I do like this where it sets up and where it sets the where it closed at, and then it tells you what it did in the aftermarket, but just make the candle do exactly what it's doing, like at that 188, and this one's at that 193. So in the after hours, it stops at a, like, what is it, 4 or 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock right there, and then it does tell you, but then the next day you won't really know exactly where it kind of ended at. It's a little thrown off, especially the ones that spike up pretty high. We see that often. But yeah, I do like that where it tells you where it ends at 4 o'clock, and then it does tell you the difference in the after hours, and then just make the candle right. And this thing's amazing. So like I said, it's way better, and they do have it, and it is accurate from 4 to 8 p.m. You can see aftermarket 757 right there, so it is good right there. And but the candle doesn't reflect the after hours prices, but it does in the pre-market. It works perfect, and we do fly through pre-market show at 7 a.m. It's great. So just waiting on this to get fixed, and it'll be one step even in an amazing direction right there. And like I said, you can't beat it. FinViz and TrendSpider, two great software programs. And like I say, if you're a any job that you have, you're going to use tools. It doesn't matter what they are. I like to use the best tools, and that's why I use multiple tools. There's always multiple tools that help you do the job better. I look at it that way. There's not just one sometimes, and I found the best ones, I'm telling you right now, by far. So you guys know I talk about them all the time. And so there you go. And here we go. We'll get cruising right through. And DIST is this halted up, I think. I don't even know. Was it not moving? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this halted up, guys. So I'm not sure what this is up to right here. And again, one of these China shell companies. So who the heck knows what was going on here? And it was flying. So I'm not sure what's up with that DIST, but I'm pretty sure it got halted up. And this HCTI was running up this morning, looking pretty good as it was curling back up. And it does. It just looks like a little healthy pullback, and looks like it could be cruising up some more. All right, come on, let's roll. We'll just keep on going right through them all. We'll use all the charts tonight. It doesn't matter. You guys know that. And here we go. Unless this one doesn't want to work, that would be pretty funny. Unless it's my computer, but I don't think so because the FinViz is working perfect here. I don't know what's happening. But anyway, I know what this looks like because I was looking at it today. And this one is setting up again, guys. I'm telling you, we're going to keep an eye on this guy, HCTI, because it does have that potential to curl back up. Says it was down a little in the after hours, but not too bad. And that green lane right here, good old green lane holdings. And this thing is curling back up, guys. So keep an eye on this thing tomorrow, and we'll see. There's your HCTI, and it is curling back up right there. And now that you gave me that look, we're hopping right off the green lane, and that one's curling up. So two of them right there, looking pretty good. So keep your eye on them guys tomorrow. Remember, I told you about DNN, the uranium one. We were early on this, and this was popping up today real good. And looks like it should continue up. But good old Holo is running up a little bit. And I'll tell you what, that could be that bottom right there. And we were looking for it to start trying to roll off if it was going to get moving. And we'll have to get that roll off of the MACD right there. And we need it to work too. But anyway, here you go. It's yeah, this one's a hard one for me to even see anymore. I'm so used to the TrendSpider and the FinViz, but it's all good. I know what this one looks like too. I was looking at most of these today. And this one, like I said, does look like it's trying to bottom and bounce back up. So we will keep an eye on Holo to see if it wants to cruise back up. And they are having issues. No big deal, because that's why you use two good charting platforms. You never know when you can have a glitch or a software issue. One company, it happens. I mean, it happens to every company, believe me. So at least you have a backup plan as well. I do like to use two charts, but I can always use just one of them and be fine. I'm not comfortable with them. So if one ever goes down, I'm still comfortable with trading all day with just one, and I've done it plenty of times and have done perfectly fine. So that is another advantage to having two great platforms to be used to and being able to use just in case anything ever happens. And so there you go. And Soundhound, remember we were talking about it hitting that trend line and trying to bounce back up. It was doing it today. As a matter of fact, we'll see. That I already know. See if it gets back into this channel and back over to the 20 right there, and it can get cruising back up. So yeah, that could have been a great opportunity right there. Friday when it pulled back. So I would be keeping an eye on that Soundhound. I know we were looking at it before. I was trying to set up right about, hold on, let me go back. It was right here. I was trying to set up on that day, June 4th, and then it took that dip. It was still trying to set up, and then it came back down. And I think we do get rolling back up here finally. So QMCO was up a little bit today, and that was hitting that trend line. We talked about that last night, and we'll see if these things want to look better. QMCO and the rest of the quantum ones, because they did not look great last night. And yeah, that's just not working right there. And it's no big deal. Like I said, it's not even, I'm just going to use the FinViz and just stick with it, and we won't even bother. Anyway, QMCO definitely trying to bounce up there, and I'll go through the rest of the quantum ones and computer hardware ones because they were not looking too bad today. RGTI looks a lot better, and again, they were pulling back there. They had that look on Friday, and then today you had a green day, and things looked a lot better for these. So QUBT right here, quantum computing, this one had run up. I did see that, and QUBT. What am I doing? It's QBTS, and that's that D wave, and that's trying to move back up. Remember, that was pulling back pretty well. And QTUM is Defiance Quantum ETF, and that was also up. And IONQ, and it doesn't have a J in front of it, and it still has a Q at the end. And that was up a little bit right there. And this one, I don't know what's up with this, but maybe it's going to get rolling. I was looking at it today, and it almost looks like it's trying to get cruising right there. Remember the Z space? So I'm going to keep an eye on that guy right there and see if it wants to really get set up. And RCAT was running up right there. So keep an eye on that. And then you have your Lion right here. It was down. This thing was looking really good the other day. It still doesn't look bad. It just looks like a little healthy pullback right there. LGHL. And it works for like one or two and then stops. Anyway, it was setting up right there a little flat, but I would imagine tomorrow it's going to continue to set back up. So that's what the Lion looked like. And we can just go through the big catch cheetah right here. This one is trying to set up a little bit. You can see it trying to crawl. Might get some run up on that curl up. It might not crawl through right there. And JAGX was pulling back a little bit, and it has been. And I think you might see a little more pullback right there on the big cat JAGX. And let's take a look and see what GRYP is doing. That is the Trump crypto family, whatever company, whatever it is. You guys know Trump's family crypto company. That's what it's called. And this one, let that 20 come down and pick it back up. But I think this could be bottoming out. Remember, we were looking at it. I do wish it was working here, but whatever. But yeah, just let this bad boy get picked up. It's going to take a few more days, possibly into next week for GRYP. So we will keep an eye on that as well right there. And CLBR, this one running back up, and this is the one that has Trump Jr. on the board, and that's running up. What was that other one, Laptop Travel, you had mentioned the other day? I forget which one it was. And Trump Jr. is on that board as well. And I meant to write it down with them other guys. And how about OCGN? It's still in the top. It was running up today. You can see it was up to like 129. It does not look bad. I really wish this was working, but it's not. So, oh well, it's whatever. Oh well. OCGN though, it is in the top, trying to curl up there. It does look like I said it could pull back a little bit because it's run up so much, but it does look pretty bullish to continue its way up. And for those of you just tuning in or new, guys, we picked this thing out back here, and like I'm going to tell you, it's February. We probably picked it out, and we knew it was going down. I said, let's keep an eye on this thing. It has this look. Let's just watch it bottom out. We picked the bottom, was right there. And then I even said back here for like a month or two, this thing's going to get into this bullish trend. I don't know what they have going on, but you can see it's going to get a reversal. And it was well before it even started. And boom, look at that thing. That was a beauty right there. And that's what we like to do on the show. We just pick them out and follow the trends and see what's going on. And the charts kind of tell you everything. I'm just a chart guy. I do not look at any news. I scroll down, and if like today, U.S. Look at that, OCGN, some news announces U.S. FDA clearance of an investigational new drug amendment to initiate phase 2 of 3 for pivotal something confirmatory clinical trial. And you guys can read the rest of that. But yeah, that's about as far as my news goes. If I scroll down, and FinViz has some, they haven't had anything, but there you go. So they did have some news today for OCGN, and that chart was looking really good, and we did nail that. And Lockheed Martin pulled back today pretty big, just ran up and pulled back. I'm telling you, this thing's bouncing around with NOC right here. Both of these guys, I think, are going to continue to bounce around, so catch these bounces. They could be beautiful plays right here. Caught the bounce on Friday, and then it was pulling back this morning. Knew that it was kind of pulling back, and we'll see if it's some healthy pullback, because that could get bouncing back up, and that would be really nice. And you just keep playing them, so you can just lock into one of them and keep an eye on it. And how about our Brent Miller right here, BNRG? And that was just pulled back a little bit. Look for that roll off right here. We'll have to keep an eye on it. I know it had run up, and well, we'll see if it wants to work. I keep going to it. I'm so used to just going to it every time. BNRG, just a little bit of pullback there. I'm watching for it to roll back off. We did have that run up. It was nice, and it is probably staying in that channel right there. So that is your BNRG. And UNH right here was pulling back some more, hitting this 20 right here. So we'll see if this one gets reversed back around tomorrow. And yeah, it's not working right there. But anyway, we'll see if that gets reversed back around for UNH right there. And we knew that was running up and have some healthy pullback. So just play them up and then get out of them and take the next opportunity. This TSSI continues to blast off, and it is running in the top, and I would expect it to run some more tomorrow. So you can keep an eye on that one. And I know some people are liking Gevo. And remember, we watched this the very first day we looked at it, was pulling back there, and then it got good looking right there. Started looking good, set it, and bam, there you go. We started going up ever since that. So there you go for GEVO, and it is going up. In Synergy right here, this one, I told you guys, this one's about to get cruising some more. So you might want to keep an eye on that tomorrow. And I told you guys last night that was going to get rolling. We've watched it for about a week, and that one was setting up. And here's your Cheesecake Factory. And you know we're always early, guys. So there's your curl up right there, almost like your AMD right there. You know we were super early with that setup too. But anyway, Cake was looking good. And here's your Dave and Buster's as well. And we were pretty early on this one, looking at play, get cruising up there. We had checked that out the other day. And how about your Meta Planet right here, MET? It's MTPLF right here. And I'll tell you what, it did run up today to that 13. It was down. It closed at 11 on Friday. It gapped up, and it had like that open and close look at the same price. But that Meta Planet does look good right there. That is an OTCer, but keep an eye on that thing. That's a Luis Rodriguez special right there, and it's looking good. And Wang and Lee right here, still pulling back. And I told you I was keeping I'll let you guys know when Wang and Lee are ready, unless it like sets up on like Friday or something. And I'm not paying attention to it, but I don't think so. It's in the basement. I'll watch Wang and Lee, and we'll see if that one wants to pull back right there. And PRZO is an Israeli aerospace and defense right here. Parazero, it ran up the other day almost, and it ran into the top. Almost looks like some healthy pullback along with the oil and gas. We'll see. It did run up there pretty well, and we'll see if it's just dipping down to set back up right there. Have a better idea tomorrow probably. And so there you go with PRZO. Oh, it's working now. Look at that. And so there you go with PRZO. And it is pulling back, but we will see if it wants to roll back up there. And that is that Israeli aerospace and defense. And that's NES. This one, guys, is crazy. And Ben, I know, is all about this one because he I believe they're a show sponsor as well for him, and he does interview the CEO. And these guys just got a big contract, I believe, in Baltimore, and Baltimore expands use of Evolve Rodent, and the rodent birth control. So this company, I think, is going to keep going up right there. So keep your eye on it. And again, we were pretty damn early on this, bringing it up. And that was thanks to Ben at the Story Trading. Of course, that is the Discord I am in, and that isn't a crazy great Discord. And Ben and Godfather, they do a wonderful job. And like I said, if you really want to start, they make your accounts grow. And after next week when I get back, we're going to be cruising through making accounts grow on that Discord. It's going to be fun hitting huge poppers all the time, trading in and out of them, having a good old time, and locking in profits, most importantly, because that's what it's all about right there. Not worrying about hitting the tops, but locking in them profits and watching them accounts just keep rolling over. And yeah, they get bigger and bigger real fast. So that's what we're going to be doing. So if you're not part of it, or you want to, or you want to be in it, or you have any questions about it, hit me up on X. I'll be checking it out, or I'll answer back. I'll be checking it out. I'll check out your message and I'll definitely respond, is what I meant to say there. So that, and there you go, SNES. But yeah, it's about to get crazy, even crazier in that Discord very soon. And ASTS is another one they were super early on. And boom, we were talking about this. And there you go. And HUBC is an Israeli software one. And that pulled back with the rest of the oil and gas and the aerospace and defense ones that were kind of pulling back today. So this GALT we looked at last night, it looked good. This one ran up pretty well this morning. I remember seeing this up. GALT. Oh, I can't bring it up. They give you the better pricing. But anyway, 141 to 169 right there, and it is up. So there you go for GALT, and that one is looking good to continue to run up, and was on the list last night. Someone gave us that one, and it did look good. And here's that NVNI, guys. Excuse me. And this one just has some setup time. Wait for that 20 to come down. You can see it's flat. It's trying to get set up. So we will be keeping an eye on NVNI. And we already looked at our lion right here. It was pulling back a little bit, but it's still kind of set up there. And BNTX, this one ran up in the after hours, it says. And this one looked like it wanted to run up today. It pulled back a little bit. We were looking at it last night. I think Luis Rodriguez gave us this one too. And there's your run up in the after hours. So there you go. That was a beauty right there. Nice call. NOWNB. If I could, I butchered this one last night, but this Bitwise Bitcoin standard one, definitely another great one to keep an eye on, guys. And it did bounce up there. It was up today. I was looking at it. So definitely keep an eye on that, because that is bullish right there. And CRML, we looked at that. That was up a little bit today, running up there. So keep an eye on that to try to continue to run up some more. And that's your Critical Metals Corp right there. And it is running up, and it looks like it'll continue to go up. And we'll definitely look at that EONR. Vincent Rowe, you got it. It's on here. It's coming up, I believe, pretty soon, isn't it? Or yeah, it's coming up real soon. And Geos right here. We looked at this last night. It was looking good. It ran up in the after hours right there. So I do wish it was working. It's working like every 10 minutes right here. But anyway, it's just Geos right there. And there you go. That's running up as well. So there you go with GEOS. And these oil and gas equipment service ones went crazy today, guys. And look at every one of them almost. Oh, these two didn't. Hold on, we might have to look, because a lot of these were blasting off. That one was. That one was up. I might have to go through a couple of these and see what they're up to exactly, because some of these might be getting set up really good. Like take that one, for example. And I see a couple other ones I could easily go into. So yeah, there's another page right there. And these are the oil and gas equipment ones. That one looks like it wants to run up a little higher right there with that look. And let's see anything else real quick. Let me just look at these two real quick. I might have to run through that later on and take a look at it. And that's just trying to get set up right there. It looked pretty good. And let's see, that one looks like it's going to try to roll right through and get into the top again. So keep an eye on that NPKI. That one looks a little better. So yeah, I might have to take a quick peek again at that sector right there. Some of them are running up pretty well this morning, that's for sure. And let's see, FFAI. This one was starting to cruise along this morning or today. This morning, it was running around all day today, curling up and looking pretty good right there. So keep an eye on that one. And Nader gave us that one, and it had popped right up, and it's still going up there. So there you go for FFAI, not looking bad to continue up. And RTX right here, RTX Corp. This one was running up with our blue screen right there. And let's see, it is in the top right there. Let's see if this is going to work. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? Anyway, RTX, it's in the top right here. It looks like it wants to jump up some more. I'd have to look at it tomorrow. Well, it did in the after hour, so I'd say you're pretty safe then. So I would have liked to look at it. And that's the one look on the Finviz, the candle, that messes me up, is I don't get to see exactly what it did. I would rather see that, but I'm telling you, they'll get that fixed. It'll be incredible. Anyway, it's fixed in the morning, and the pre-market's all good on it. And there you go, RTX. So yeah, we could fly through a little faster. And but it does say it went up there in the after hours, so that's a good look if it does. And I would say keep an eye on that RTX and NANC right here. Unusual wow submersive. I don't even know this thing. Democratic Trading ETF. What the heck is this thing? It's hitting some major resistance right there. It's trying to get through it, but I don't know if it can. I'm not familiar with this at all. I'd have to look at it tomorrow. But that's a strange one, hitting resistance. It doesn't look like it's getting through tomorrow anyway. And that NIVF, we've looked at this recently for a big pop up right there, and it is pulling back and looks like it's going to continue to pull back right there. And this thing is strange. It keeps working and not working, but that does look like it's pulling back NIVF. And Craig right here, CREG. Few people are asking about Smart Power Corp, and I guess it ran up today. I didn't G, but it did run up there. Yeah, it works for like 2 stock tickers and then it stops again. But I would say it had that run up and it's pulling back. I'll have to look at that tomorrow. It's the Nancy Pelosi ETF, is what that is. Really? That's pretty wild. What was it again? NANC. Oh wow, that's pretty crazy. So that's a Nancy Pelosi one. No shit, I didn't even realize. There you go. That's why so that's pretty funny actually. Now that you say that, that is pretty funny. So they made a Nancy Pelosi ETF right there. That's pretty good. How about that? Thanks, Luis Rodriguez, for giving us insight on that one. That one went right over my head. And I was like, I've never seen this, but that's funny. And Craig right here, CREG, and that did pop up. It does look like it might be pulling back now. And ATAXG right here, this one, let's see what it can do. It's still kind of pulling back. It's trying to get set up there. I don't know if it's exactly ready yet. And let's see. Yeah, nah, it's not really. It's trying to. Don't get me wrong. We got to have to get a curl up right there. So I'll look at that tomorrow, see what direction it wants to move. ATXG and Gush right here is an ETF or something. Yeah, an ETF for the bull oil and gas. And it is. I mean, look at that flat lined at the top right there. I'd love to see it on here. GUSH. It does look like it wants to get in there tomorrow. And I do think that it was some healthy pullback right there. It's her husband that trades, Mr. Drawdown said about the NANC. But, Nancy knows how to pick them, though. I know her husband's the stock trader, but she's the great stock picker. And she gets some of the most incredible inside information we've ever seen. And she is amazing at the stock market, Nancy Pelosi. I'll tell you what, she reads charts better than me. I know that. So, she is quite impressive, we must say. But anyway, that's here's GUSH. And let's see. I think I skipped that EONR. How did I skip 2 of them? I don't even. Oh wait, there's 2. I wrote ATXG down twice. Guess 2 people. I guess 2 people gave me ATXG and wanted to see it. And yeah, it's trying to get set up right there. I'll have to look at that bad boy in the morning. It is trying, but I don't think it's there just yet. So that's why. And then Gush, but I did skip EONR, which we do want to look at. And I know Terps Trader has been talking about this one. It did spike up Friday, obviously, with all the oil and gas ones. That's what it is. And I do think it's a little healthy pullback, and it does appear to be getting set up right there, guys. So you might want to keep an eye on this EONR. You can tell that looks pretty good, and I do think they might run tomorrow. So Terps Trader could be on to something right there, and it is looking pretty good. So there you go. I'd keep an eye on that bad boy. And that GTI, we've looked at this one, and it was trying to run up in the after hours. It's not looking bad right there. Let's see what GTI is doing. If it wants to peel some wheels, of course, we looked at two, and now it's got to do that. So anyway, it does look pretty good right there, curling up. And I would say it's probably going to try to curl up right there for GTI. So we will look at that. And RUM, good old Rumble right here. Looks like it's setting up, hitting some resistance right there. So we'll see if it can break it. I'm not sure if it will break it. There's your GTI. And yeah, it's got to get curled up. It does look like it's going to hit that line. Not sure if it's going to get through, but it does not look bad to continue to run up for GTI. And here's Rumble, and this thing is taking forever. Anyway, it's hitting resistance, and we'll have to see if it can get through. I'm not so sure it will tomorrow. It could be one that's getting set up right there for RUM. And MSS right here, I know Stock Authority's been looking at this bad boy. And let's see, it's just down there hanging out. It was dipping around 88 to 89, came down a little bit. It's at 90 in the after hours. Not looking bad right there on MSS. So this one probably will get a little run. And that thing is not working too good, like I said. But anyway, MSS not looking bad right there. It looks like it opened and closed around the same price, at least on here. And it is curled through just a little flat, more or less healthy pullback, and looks like it went up in the after hours right there. And let's see what else is going on. Fuel Cell. FCEL right here, good old Fuel Cell. And this is rolling up, guys. Remember, we were looking at it, popped up to that resistance. It is looking pretty good. There's your MSS looking pretty good right there. And Fuel Cell looking really good too. So keep an eye on Fuel Cell Energy. That one's looking pretty hot right now. And that Big Bear right here, BBAI was looking good today, curling up. And let's see what it's doing right there. Big Bear. And that is not looking bad. It's through the 20 and wants to run. So keep your eye on BBAI and Fuel Cell right there. And OKLO, I think that's a nuclear one or something. We were looking at it the other day. It looks like it wants to run back, stay in the top there, curl back up and go into the top some more. And look at it just running up. It looks like it had that nice healthy dip and wants to run up there. So keep an eye on that in the morning. It is hitting some resistance here. Could pull back, but it is getting set up. So we will keep an eye on that one as well. And Geos, do we look at that one or something? Geospace, no, we looked at something different. And this one we looked at yesterday, and it was just kind of bouncing around, but it does say it went up in the after hours right there for GEOS. So there you go. That one doesn't look bad, and I know we looked at that last night. And what does that say? I have no idea. It almost looks like I wrote pop, but I know that's not one. How about PCT? It could be that one right there. I'm going to guess that it has to be that. I have no idea what I wrote, but this one doesn't look bad. So we'll look at it because it's running in the top, and it could. I think this was that actually it. PCT that could keep its momentum in the top right there. So keep an eye on that. And how about USAU right here? Let's see what US Gold Corp is going to do in the near future. It's just pulling back. It hit that resistance up there. You're probably going to be bouncing back up off your 20. It might come down a little bit more. It says it went up in the after hours right there for USAU. And I could see a little healthy pull back to the 20 or even try to get rolling off there. So maybe it pulls back a little more tomorrow as it gets rolling off. We'll look at it tomorrow. We'll look at JNUG. I know that was pulling back some today, and we'll see where that ends up tomorrow. It still has that trend line there, and it can easily bounce off the MACD. And how about NUG right here? Kind of the same situation, not looking too bad. GDX. Not bad right there. So gold is still up. It does look like it's just pulling back after a run up, and it will get rolling again. And Barrick Mining right here used to be GOLD, And this one was just kind of pulling back, nothing too crazy in this trend. So it should be pretty good to kind of pull back and run back up there. And what about that AREC, the coking coal ones? And that was run up this morning there. And honestly, it does not look bad to continue to go up there. Filtrate, like I said, you're working your way back up towards that 129 area right there. And we're at 95 right there. And that is your coking coal. And AMR did run up this morning, then pull back a little bit. It was looking pretty good there this morning, so it did pull back, like I said, in them after hours. But that one was looking pretty good. We'll see what that does tomorrow morning in the coking coal segment. That we'll do and see what they're doing. There's only five of them in that whole sector. And there you go. So I'll go through the messages, see what's going on in a minute. Let me run through our laptop lowdowns, our laptop travel list, and our Jolie's jams. And we'll see what's going on with them guys. Whoa, almost knocked over my water. GLMD right there, Galmed Pharmaceuticals, and you're right, that doesn't look bad right there. Might want to keep an eye on GLMD right there. That is looking pretty good. Let me jot that one down. GLMD looking pretty nice right there. I do like that. And let's go ahead and run through our laptop travel list right here. ADAP. Let's see what that's doing right now. ADAP, Adaptimmune Therapeutics. And just kind of bouncing around today. Nothing too crazy, but it is going to get set up. You can see it right there. It could be a couple days. And let's see what CHRS is up to. Cohorts Oncology, and that's getting to be in a good spot, guys. That looks really good for tomorrow. CHRS. We looked at that like a week or two ago. Might want to keep an eye on that to try to roll back up. And CLSD right here. Let's see. That one's just a little healthy pullback today. Nothing crazy. The guy one could still be moving. ENGN. Engine Holdings, and this is getting set up to be in a good spot. It's had earnings the other day or last week. When was it? 12th. That was last week. Holy cow, it seemed like a month ago. Anyway, this one had earnings getting set up down here. It may kind of base down a little bit, so I'd have to keep an eye on that as it gets set up. And IMUX, I remember looking at this recently, pulling back to that trend line right there. So maybe we get a bounce. I remember it was down. It did run up, pulling back a little healthy. And you should get a roll off right there, IMUX. So there you go with that one. And let's see MGX right here, Metagenome. And let's see what Metagenome is up to. It says it's up in the after hours. This one's getting set up too, guys. So keep an eye on this MGX right here. It's not working right now, but let's keep an eye on MGX. I'll look at that tomorrow. And let me see, where is that bad boy? There it is, MGX and OLMA. Let me see what this one's up to. I don't remember. OLMA, Olemia Pharmaceuticals or something like that. That's not looking too bad. It's trying to set up right there. Ovid, OVID, Ovid Therapeutics. And this one, I remember, had a recent run up pulling back, and that looks like it's going to try to roll off the MACD. So keep an eye on that. And Rocket Pharmaceuticals, that's what it is. And that one, just a little healthy pullback. Cross through. Let's see if try to bounce off of that bottom right there. That would be a good look. And let's see for SOPH. Sophia Genetics right here. Let's see what they're up to. That one's just kind of bouncing around. Has that look like it wants to go up and pull back at the same time? I wish I did have there you go. And it does have that pullback look at the moment for SOPH. And what's that say? TMCI, I think. Yeah, Triace Medical Concepts. And this one could be getting rolling, guys. Keep an eye on TMCI right here. Of course, that doesn't want to work, but I will definitely be looking at that one right there. TMQ. Oh, let me get into there. TMQ right there. Trilogy Metals. And let's see what they're up to. That's getting set up, guys. It may not run up tomorrow big, but that one is getting set up right there. Trilogy. You can see that right there. What was that last one? I forget what it was. TMCI or something. That one's going to roll up there too. And what's this last one? I don't even know what I wrote. I don't think it's that. Is that an I? Is that an N? I think it's an SVCO, probably about right. SVCO, yeah. And let's see. That one could get rolling up real soon too, SVCO. So keep an eye on that one right there, Silvaco Group. So that one could be getting set up to roll off and get running. So definitely keep an eye on that. And that's your laptop travel list. And we'll go right through our Asian Joe Lee's list. Our Joe Lee's jams right here. Agrify a little pullback today, but watch it try to get set back up off that trend line right there. So we'll be keeping an eye on it. Could stay in this little channel as a 20 comes down, but it will get set back up. And Blink right here, BLNK, Blink charging right there. And this had run up, pulling back. And I would watch for this to get set back up and run. And how about Sezzle, guys? I mean, is this not insane? We talked about it last night, looking even better. And it went up another $12. This thing's been incredible. We've looked at it because we look at it all the time, and it did split. I mean, we saw it down here in the 30s. It's at 146. It's crazy right now. And it is sizzling right there for Sezzle. And how about our Sterling infrastructure? And remember, I was telling you it was going over 200. Well, now it's at 209. And they had some healthy pullback, and they kept running up. Rivian's been pulling back. It didn't look so bad today, but it's sitting on that 50. I don't know if it's really ready to run. And how about Symbotic cruising along this morning or today and rolling up there, not looking bad. So keep your eye on Symbotic tomorrow, SYM. And there you go with them poppers and the Jolie's jams right there. So there you go. And as I'm there, I'll just cruise right through the SPY and everything else and cruise around and see what they're looking like. And then we'll get through our messages. And OVID was curling up there, looking pretty healthy. So keep an eye on that. Look at that Symbotic right there running up. But yeah, OVID looking pretty good, I must say. So there you go. And let's cruise right through our SPY, our Mag 7, our big cap, see what's going on here. And then we'll go through the rest of the list and see what you guys want to look at. And we'll hit crypto up because crypto is not looking too bad. As a matter of fact, Bitcoin's at 107, 102. Solana's at 151. Ethereum's at 2581 right there. Ripple's at 224. And let's see what Cardano is at. Give me 1 second. We'll see. That's at 63.5. So yeah, they're not looking bad right now. We'll go through all them. And here we go at our SPY. It was up. Did say it pulled back in the after hours there. So we'll obviously see how these look at 7 a.m. It did have that pullback look, but it looks like it wants to curl. And it's been trying to tap up there. Maybe it needed a little more momentum to get through it. If it gets through, guys, I'm watching them all-time highs. They're almost there right now. So again, I don't see the argument for the whole rate thing, but we won't get into that right now. But you guys know when I basically say something like that, you know that I know what we're talking about. And there is no argument. It's a political it's definitely political at this point. I can promise you that just by looking at the charts and knowing what goes on. It is absolutely political. I don't get it. But anyway, here we go. Let's cruise right through. Apple was up a little bit today and then pulled back. And this thing still does not look bad right here. And again, a little healthy pullback. That looked like it bottomed on Friday. And it does look like it wants to cruise up some. So we'll see. It has that both look like it could pull back. It could go up. And a lot of these do have that crazy look like they could go either way. I was looking at them. Amazon cruising back up, and look at that roll off. That should continue to roll off there tomorrow. So keep your eye on Amazon tomorrow. And Google right here, not looking bad, should continue to roll off. So I do think that we are. And again, I stuck with the all-time highs this entire time for over 3 weeks. Even with the pullbacks and everything, I continued to say that it would be healthy and it will go up even with the conflict and everything else. I've stuck with it and it has continued to roar up there. So I do think we get to the all-time highs. We will see a dip coming, but I do think we get them all-time highs first. And here's Meta right here jumping up almost $20 today. So we'll be looking at that in the morning. And Microsoft, look at this thing, guys. It's a monster. I just can't believe it's still up there like that. And NVIDIA running up. So they all look pretty good today, I must say. And Tesla was running up some more. And that is setting up to really get booming into the 400. So it is setting up, has a little bit of time, but it will certainly get cruising right there. And that is Tesla and your Mag 7. And let's look at the rest of our big caps that we usually look at. AMC just kind of pulling back. But I'll tell you what, this GameStop looking good. Remember, I was talking about it bouncing off of there. It certainly did today. It wasn't looking bad. Easy 5% right there. So there you go with GameStop. And let me see, where are we? I just lost my spot. Oh yeah, Chewy and then Unity we're gonna look at. And here's Chewy just kind of hanging out down there, making a base. We'll see what it wants to do. But that Unity does not look bad, and we had mentioned that before. So there you go for your Unity. And Netflix right here ran up back over to 1200. So Netflix is a monster too. It is curling back up and wants to stay up there. So there you go. And how about AVGO, Broadcom? And these semiconductor ones, they seem like they want to run up some more, and they're not done. It's still staying on that trend line. I'm not saying they're going to go mooning, but they could bounce up a little bit. I would watch for the dip before any, relatively soon. We'll say that they could bounce up here, but again, they've been up at the top and they could pull back. So just be careful. And MU still running up. We did like it to run up some more, and it is, including TSM. We did like that to get to that 220. And I think it's about to. And SMCI was looking decent. That's running up. That looks good. AMD was running up, and we loved that one. It was setting up. QCOM's been setting up a little bit right there. Intel was all right. It was just kind of bouncing around. It is looking a little better after today. And how about good old PayPal? That's been running up. It was set. That thing's setting up as well. And Snow, that thing's been at the top and still up there over the trend line right there. And Dell, how about Dell? What did they do? I don't even remember. That blasted off and looks like it wants to continue up right there. So Dell not looking bad. And good old Palantir was breaking its all-time highs in the overnights, and it kept on going today. It was up to 144. It's at 141 right now. And it is over. It's all, well, now it's got some new all-time highs. And Sophie, remember I told you that was setting up, guys. Well, that thing's ready to get blasting off right there. Mara and Riot look pretty good to try to run right here. Check these out. And including CleanSpark looking real good. So all of them look pretty good right now. I don't think they're the greatest investment, but you could play the pops on them for the crypto miners. So there's them guys, and MicroStrategy, a little bit of pullback right there. Didn't Sayer just buy like another $1 billion or something crazy? What did he add? 10,000 more? What was it? $1 billion? Yeah, he just buys another $1.5 billion of Bitcoin. So I bought another like 10,000 or something crazy. So there you go for MicroStrategy. And that is wild right there. And let's see what's going on with the rest of these guys. Like Coinbase was up a little bit, running up, but it's hitting that resistance, so we have to be careful right there. And Robinhood was up a little bit. Looks like it wants to run up into the top a little bit more, so we'll see what that wants to do. DJT, that was pulling back, and again, it's going to set up, let it pull back a little bit. And same with Fun right here. This one is trying to get set up again. Remember, it was running up there, and you could have a massive curl up right there. So Fun could get really fun. And Mountain right here was up, and honestly is trying to set up to be bullish again for Val Resorts. And let's see what the McDonald's is doing. That one keeps pulling back, and it is kind of bearish right there. So McDonald's looks like it is pulling back, and good old Boeing right here. I don't even think Boeing looks that great, so we could see that one pull back a little bit more. How about Space? That's just in that channel. It's just going to hang out, I think. IBM's been looking good right here. It's running up some more, and looks like it wants to run up into the top. Disney's been a good one at 119. Wants to run up some more. And Oxy right here pulling back, but I think that's still set up right there. And ExxonMobil, I think that's still set up to run up there. So I don't think the oil and gas ones are done. And here's Nike. It wasn't looking too bad. It's just kind of staying there. And DXYZ is Destiny Tech 100. And that bad boy is kind of just sitting around in that channel. Could have a little more pullback, but it's just hanging out. And there you go. Let me run through our crypto already. We already looked at the pricing. Bitcoin at 107 right there. And let's just see how the chart looks. And yeah, guys, I'm telling you, these things are getting curled up. They're going to get rolling. Ethereum, all of them. So if you're not in the crypto yet, you better look at it real soon because these things are going to get cruising. And I don't think they're going to look back anytime soon. Solana's hitting that 20. They are all looking pretty good right there. You know, Ripple's going to get rolling. Look at it. It's about ready to. Ripple's about to get cruising there, guys. So I'm telling you, pay attention. And last time I told you, they all started flying immediately. So crypto looking good, and it is looking pretty hot right there. I know that ETF was down. I have seen Zach. He's got a new one. He's got a Zach Morris coin, which is flying too right now. So we'll look at ETF, see where that's at for a second. I'm not even sure if where was it? It was at 2.7, I think, the last time, and that's where it's at right now. It's just kind of holding its base down there. So we'll see if that wants to get rolling. And let's see what else is going on here. What else is happening? That's our big caps, Mag 7, all of them, and also our crypto. So let's go ahead and look at the market and what you guys want to look at. Let's see what's happening here. The futures are red right there, and we were talking about that RGC splitting 38-1. That is pretty wild right there. AMD is up, and let me see. Jay-Z had a nice hit. Weren't we just looking at good old Jay-Z? He had a nice hit right there. It's split, and we had been looking at it because I remember we were talking about good old Jay-Z. Can't come up on there, but there you go in the after hours, and it looked like it might have split today. Didn't even pay attention to it. We looked at it the other day. But there you go for good old Jay-Z. And he was wrapping his way up there and cruising after his reverse split. So let's see what else is hopping on or what else is happening here. So that's that Jay-Z right there. And let's see what else is going on. Boom. Let's see. Options up. We were talking about that. Quadruple witching day is Friday, so pay attention for that. And Estee Lauder was up 10% today, Luis Rodriguez said, and it certainly was, and looks like it wants to cruise some more. Elf still at the top right there, could run, but that EL looks really good, so keep an eye on Estee Lauder right there. And ARM Holdings looks really good. We were saying ARM looks strong. That Ocean Pal had run up pretty big. I did see that. I don't know if it's going to continue. Chipotle right here. And this one, up to 230 right now. And that doesn't look bad right there, I must say, CMG. So keep an eye on that. And DIST, remember I said it was halted right there. Laptop Travel said SEC suspended DIST trading due to concerns over ULife merger financials and insider control. Suspension 10 days starts June 11th right there. So there you go. I knew it was halted at some capacity. I didn't know what the heck was going on. And it may resume June 25th on a gray market. So got to be careful with that one. And Deep Soul Diving said his Weeble ends earlier in the after hours and don't know. That's his version. IPKR goes to 5 p.m. And that is the other, and they are a publicly traded company, IPKR Interactive Brokers, and that's the other one. That one looks pretty good right now. But that's the other broker platform if you want to trade at 4 a.m. This one also does it as well, IBKR, and that Webull. So there you go. And you met 8 p.m. So yeah, it does. And it does stop at 8 p.m. There are certain ones, Deep Soul Diving, that do trade overnight. I bet Laptop Travel probably just said it. Ready? I didn't look down, but Webull, he trades overnight, so he sees a trend. Yeah, you can still trade overnight on Webull. There's certain stocks that do trade like all hours overnight and stuff. And then obviously the pre-market starts at 4 a.m. and it's like a whole different world over there. So there you go. And Filtrate, we looked at your AREC and it's not looking bad. Little pullback in the after hours, but nothing crazy. The TerraWolf is not looking bad either. And this does look like it wants to roll right back up there. So there you go. And let's see. Trump's family company's launching a cell phone mobile service. Jesus, what aren't they launching? Holy cow. I mean, just run the goddamn country. How about that? And then have your kids just hang out for 4 years, and then after that, go do cell phones, mobile services, credit cards, and everything else that you want to do. But Jesus Christmas, holy cow. oh my goodness, that's fucking crazy. They're like involved in everything. Like, just like I said, it's too many conflict of interest. Just run the damn country. That's it. Anyway, here we go. Mr. Drawdown said he noticed on Think or Swim, Robinhood or Webull, if he's trying to sell 50,000, his order gets ignored. But if he puts in chunks of 10, oh yeah, you don't do that. Mr. Drawdown. Yeah, you got to kind of sell them in chunks sometimes. I've actually had it where I've tried to buy. I don't think that it's even that much, to be honest with you, but I've had it where I was trying to buy like a certain amount of a stock and it told me I couldn't because it would fluctuate the price, like a big red price like thing comes up and tells me I can't even buy that much. And you'd have to like report it to the SEC and this and that. And I'm like, I'm not even trying to buy that much. So then I would just break it down and buy like 20,000, 20,000, 20,000. Like if you're trying to buy 100,000 shares, and then you just do it 5 times with 20,000, no one gives a damn. But if you buy 100,000 shares, apparently it gets flagged or something. I don't know, but it's the same damn thing. It's the same amount of money transaction, just in different amounts. But yeah, I've seen that for sure. And so yeah, just if you notice it, then you definitely have to just execute them that way. So there you go. And let's see what else is going on. And yeah, that Cheesecake Factory is not looking bad right there. That cake, CAKE, looking like some good cakes right there. So keep your eye on that one, HUBC. Mr. Drawdown did buy some of that in the after hours. That's Hub Security. We'll see what that's up to take that dip down. We'll see if it wants to bounce there tomorrow, Mr. Drawdown. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. We did look at our EONR, and again, I do think the oil and gas ones had some healthy pullback. So there you go. And there you go. And Deep Soul Diving was telling you about the reselling big blocks. There's a hidden sell or all or nothing option causing the block. And there you go. And let's see what else is going on. We're talking about the Nancy Pelosi ETF. I didn't even know that was one. GPUS got dumped today and is headed for so let's look at GPUS. That's a aerospace and defense, isn't it? Yeah, hyperscale. That sure did get dumped down there. So there we go with GPUS. We'll have to keep an eye on that one for sure. That's a definite look at. And Ray Baker, I hope you heard what we said about EONR. We went over that one, and I don't think it looks bad right there. It does appear to be setting up. Could be a good one for tomorrow. So there you go. And let's see. What's this? UPLD, Upland Software. That doesn't look bad. Trying to curl up. We'll see if that one tries to get rolling right there. UPLD. Let's see. There you go. It works. That one could bust through right there. Not looking too bad. And BEAT, good old Heartbeam. And that's hitting some resistance right there. I don't know if Heartbeam is going to get out of there. It doesn't look bad. I'll have to look at that tomorrow. It actually looks pretty good right there in the after hours, even though it might have pulled back. It doesn't look too bad for Heartbeat or Heartbeam and BEAT. And let's see, that GLMD was looking pretty good right there, I must say. That looked good. I know that. That was looking healthy. And OVID looked good. And let's see, FYI, KDLY changed their ticker to NACA. I didn't even know that. So Kinley something was what it used to be. And now it is NAKA and Kinley MD. So it was like Kinley something else, I think. Anyway, there you go. And they did change their stock ticker May 23rd. So there it is. And let's see what else is going on here. We'll have to see. It's just trying to get set up. It's not really doing anything too crazy right there. And let's see what else is going down. Well, let's see. What are those shows on? Oh, the laptop, the lowdowns we do at 7 a.m. And we do his laptop lowdowns and the Jolie's jumpers at 7 a.m. And then we do a laptop travel list at night and our Jolie's jams. So yeah, at 7 a.m., check out that laptop lowdown list. Them ones do run 100%. Quite often they're beat down, and we do find the good setups right there. So that is a good one. And who just said that? Deep Soul Diving, bullish and long on NACA. Let it pull back a little bit. You might get a better price right there on that one. And let's see, 1 p.m. tomorrow. Marvell Technology will host a major webinar titled The Future of Custom Silicon. Chart is bullish. And let's see our MRVL Marvell, and that does look pretty damn bullish. You can't disagree with that one right there. And that does look pretty good. Thank you, Luis Rodriguez. Let's keep that on our radar. MRVL for tomorrow. And there you go. And let's see, the ETF is down there, 2.7 market cap, a 3-for-1 ARKB split right there. Let's see what that's at. ARKB, and that is ARK, 21 shares, Bitcoin. And wow, that thing looks pretty good. It did just split, obviously, today, and it does look pretty good to run some more. So keep an eye, just watch for any pullback right there. And let's see. Do any of the Cadence, how are you this evening? Vincent Rowe. Do any of the trade brokers that trade overnight allow you to trade options, or it's just stocks? Options don't start until 9:30, so that's why the hedge funds and stuff, they stick to that stuff and they're not changing it. So they are not opening their offices at 4 a.m. I can guarantee you that. So yeah, 9:30 the options. I don't think that'll ever change, to be completely. Maybe, I don't know. I mean, I can't say never, but it's not changing. I don't think anytime right now, which does suck. I'm not gonna lie, because you do see some of them pop up, and you would love to get rid of that option and have it pull back a little bit. But yeah, you can't do the options early in the morning, just stock. So that's what you can do, Cadence. But it's a huge difference. And Webull Canada version ends a couple hours earlier than the US version, Deep Soul Diving thinks. So there you go. That's a very good possibility. And Mr. Drawdown does like Laptop Travels List. They are great. RTX, didn't we look at that one? I think we looked at that. RTX Corp, yeah. Not looking bad up there. It does look like it could continue that momentum tomorrow off of that trend line. So you keep an eye on that. And let's see what else is going on. Wait, something must be up. The second closest Domino's to the Pentagon is experiencing a huge surge in traffic. So there you go. I don't know what they're talking about, but they're talking about something. And let's see what else is going on here. And yeah, you can't trade options overnight. And but there you go, Cadence and everybody else. And let me see. I know there's some other good stuff over here. So let me take a look and see what was going on the X side. And tomorrow's economic calendar is the U.S. retail sales and all that good stuff. So I'll just post that out, Luis Rodriguez. But Wednesdays when it starts getting good, and that's when the Fed talks, and it's going to be crazy. And service called T1 Phone at $47.45 a month. Trump Organization announced it is starting a cellular phone service called T1 Phone by Trump Mobile that will charge $47.45. That's hilarious. $47.45 is 2 presidencies a month and include unlimited calls, text, and data. It also plans to roll out a new something. So that is pretty funny. I got to retweet that out. $47.45. What a price point right there. I love it. That's hilarious if anybody else picked that up, but that is pretty good stuff. And that SRM right there. Yeah, it's another crypto deal right there with that SRM, and it is crazy. And let's see, there it is. KTOS. I did see that. Laptop Travel wrote a few other ones. KTOS, Kratos, Defense and Security right here. And that one's a little healthy pullback. Not too bad. I know Ares in aerospace and defense. That one's getting set up. A little healthy pullback. And SIF is another one, Sifco. And again, just ran up there today, a little pullback. And it looks like it might have been up in the after hours for SIF. Let's see. Maybe not. Maybe we won't look at it. But anyway, that's what it looks like right there. And I'll go with it. So and there you go. And USAU, we were talking about that and the JNUG and all them guys. So yeah, I think we got everything right there. EONR not looking bad, that's for sure. I think it was a little bit of pullback there today. And let's see, Trump requested a special security council, perhaps why. HIMSS, that did look pretty good, right? I thought so. HIMS, and that was up today and setting up. So keep an eye on that HIMS. That does look good right there. And let's see if I missed anything else. I think we got to it all. And let's just go through our scanner and see what's happening over here. Truff. Holy cow. Trump, that's his name. It's not Trump. We call him Truff. It's Trump to abruptly depart G7 after calling for Tehran. I don't know, evacuation. I don't even know why they call it that. Why don't they call it Iran and Tehran? Are they two different places? I'm not even sure. I probably should have asked Ben that. He said he was born over there. I had no idea. He said that on the Small Cap Show today. So if you didn't check that out, the Small Cap Show was today. And so at 1 o'clock, you can check out the replay. And we were going through the market there as well. But yeah, the Trump to abruptly depart G7, stock slip, oil jumps as Trump calls for the evacuation, and oil fluctuates. U.S. futures drop with Iran in focus. Stock market news. Dow gains, oil drops after Iran says it wants to end hostilities with Israel. How do you think? And stock futures fall as investors eye Israel-Iran conflict. I mean, I could imagine that Iran does want to end it, but isn't that too funny that now that you just got decapitated, now all of a sudden you want to end it? They've been messing with Israel for how long? And they're not the country to mess with. And once I told you poke the bear gets mad. It's over, guys. And I've talked about this before. Israel doesn't need anyone's help. They will destroy whoever they want. It doesn't even matter. I mean, just look at the plans that they've come. That beeper plan was insane that they pulled off. And then when they just bombed inside of there, they set up drones. They found it. They had a like a 3-story drone facility right inside of Iran. They were literally making everything right there. Israel was, I mean, right under their noses, and then bombed the shit out of them right there. No one had a clue. So I'm telling you, they are just on a whole nother level. It's crazy. And Laptop Travel said pizza activity near the Pentagon often indicates unusual activity, late workers, and often indicates some U.S. military action is imminent. Yeah, and he said the Domino's and the pizza guys are definitely busy over there in Washington. So something's going on, guys. You can see it anyway. And that's how the market looks right there. That's our news anyway. And let's see what's going on right here. I told you that GNLN's looking good, HCTI and DNN. We were early on all them. That's at SRM. That was a good call by Zach right there. NCNA right here is definitely getting set up, so keep an eye on that. And Big Bear and Lucid trying to get set up here. Finally, we've kept an eye on. It's just been hanging around. AMD, good. MLGO. It was dipping down pretty good today. I saw that. And Palantir running up pretty well. And let's see what else is going on over here. There's your Craig. It jumped way up there. Sophie looks good. TMDE. And there's that plug trying to plug back up again. So there, look at that one. There's that BNZI. That one pulled back. It looked that one had pulled back already. Archer Aerospace and Defense getting set up right there. So our aerospace and defenses are getting set up. Let's look at our SPXS. That's the Bear 500 right here. And it's under there. It doesn't look like it wants to pop off. It was trying to get set up. Remember, I was saying I didn't think it was getting through to 20. Now it's under there. I don't think it's ready, to be honest with you. So it should be pretty green and good. The VIX was pretty green right there. Let me take a better look at it fast. And I mean, let me see. Where's that 20? It is looking a little better. I'm telling you, that dip is coming, but I think we do see these all-time highs before. And I do think your SPY will try to touch it up. It might even try to do it tomorrow, get up into that 610 area. So we'll be watching it for sure. You know that, and we'll be keeping you guys posted. But that's what the market looks like at the moment. I can say that. And let's see what else I missed over here. WBD, and that is Warner Brothers, right? Yeah, Warner Brothers right here. That doesn't look too bad to crawl up there and get moving some more. WBD and not working. But anyway, that doesn't look bad right there. And on X, Wolf Financial hosts all these different shows. So I think you might be referring to the one on with Story Trading. Yeah, today, the small cap show today at 1 o'clock, guys, is on the Wolf Financial. He does host a lot of great shows. Wolf does. It's a good little it's a good platform on X that has a lot of good shows on it about stocks, crypto, all kinds of stuff. And then at 1 o'clock on Mondays, we do a small cap show. It's a great lineup. Story Trading. Ben's on there, myself, Money Mark, the Godfather. Kyle's on there. Kyle's trading. I forget exactly what his handle is. Ariel's on there, and he's from what is this thing called? Catalyst, that's what it is. Like Catalyst, he goes by. He gives a great perspective on banking. And everybody gives a great different perspective. It's a really fun show, and we've nailed pretty much every call, every market move, and everything else. So there you go, and that is that small cap show at 1 o'clock on Monday. So I had mentioned that earlier, and it is on Wolf. So yeah, check it out. And it was a really good show today as well. It's always a good show. Like I said, it's just a good little team of people that got put together for a show. We just started doing it. We've been doing it for a little while now, and it's great chemistry. We have a good time. And just like I said, everybody has a great perspective. Everybody's real knowledgeable, and we give out banger calls. I mean, they're just crazy what we do on that show as well. So yeah, we do that, and as you can tell, we're just taking things to a whole nother level for everything. And I told you guys we would. And the next level, like I said on this show, is obviously to grow accounts and watch everybody's account grow big. So that's the plan, and that's why we're going to do the Discord and do it. It's a lot easier on there, and those of you that are on the Discord already have already saw. And like I said, I post every morning on there. I told you guys I'd be very active starting next week. We'll get crushing it, but I've been posting some pretty good calls there going on up until today. I posted some today. I have to look at them. Some pull back a little bit. I did say Lockheed Martin and NOC, looking for that to pull back a little bit. So yeah, I give a really good breakdown of the market. But Ben and Godfather, they're on point. Ben does a great morning note, guys. It's awesome. I read it after the show every morning. It's really well done. You can tell he spends time on it, and I know he does. Godfather does a lot of due diligence and a lot of great calls. And yeah, they're up big in that Discord, and it's going to get even better. So if you have any questions about it, feel free to hit me up on X. You guys know that. And let's see what else is going on. Let's see. TSM on its way to an all new high right there. And yeah, I could see that one happening right here. TSM. And that doesn't look too bad to roll back up there. So I do agree with that as well. So we will keep an eye on that for sure, because it is looking good. TSM. Oh, I thought I clicked over there. TSM. But yeah, it's just taking a while now to hop on for TrendSpider. Hopefully that's better for the morning. But anyway, it does look like it's going up there and going to get through that, at least get to that 219, possibly even get through right there. So there you go, everybody. I would say that was a fun market review for a Monday evening right here with a conflict going on. It doesn't seem to really phase the market a whole lot, that's for sure. And the market still looks pretty good. So I would say we'll be all over tomorrow morning. We'll see what's about to be popping in the morning. But I'd say we covered everything. Check out that MRVL. That Marvell looks pretty good right there. A few other ones were looking real good. I wasn't even really making notes tonight, but there was some really good calls. And so there you go, everybody. Any questions, feel free to reach out on X. Send me a DM anytime. You know I will respond. And of course, anybody that's just tuning in for the first time, I greatly appreciate it. Be sure to follow along on YouTube and X, subscribe and like everything. And we do the show every night, Sunday night through Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Obviously, this week is a shortened week with with Thursday being Juneteenth, and I'll be traveling. So it worked out perfect with the market being closed, and I'll be traveling. When I get back, I'm telling you, we're going to take it to a whole nother level, guys. So check out the Discord. Any questions, let me know. And we'll be doing the show every day. And every morning we do the show Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. We do the pre-market. We go through the big caps, everything that you just saw, basically. We go through our big caps and our Mag 7. We make sure we know what's going on with everything there. And our laptop travel list, our laptop lowdowns, we're really good ones that are way down, beaten down. A lot of them run 100%. Our Jolie's jumper, she tells us what's jumping in the morning. And then we go through and look at crypto and anything else that's cruising along. So that is what we look at. And again, just keep an eye on to the end of this week. Just be careful. Tomorrow might be a fun day. But as Wednesday approaches with the Fed speak and Thursday closed and Friday, you have that quad witching day. You could just see some crazy price action. That means, when, like I said, all the options expire, and they do like to make them options expire much lower than when people are into them. So you have to be careful with that for sure. So that's what's happening this week. It is a pretty wild week, and no doubt about it. And how about that CRCL? That was running up today too. And I know we were super early. Laptop Travel told us about this one, and that thing was running up there pretty well. So we do cover the entire market. And again, it is a group effort, and that's why our community is awesome. We work together as a team. I kind of just facilitate the show, as I say, and look at the charts, look and see what's going on. And you guys bring some great ones to the table. So I appreciate all the feedback, everybody hanging out. Doge Mama 9, thank you for all your feedback and all the time and sending in great ones. Luis Rodriguez and Laptop Travel, of course, Mr. Drawdown, Deep Soul Diving, and Cadence is always on here every night. And let me make sure that I get everything. She was talking to Deep Soul Diving. Vincent Rowe was hopping on tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. And Mr. Drawdown, Phil Trait, he loves his AREC, and it is looking good, guys. And Ray Baker, how are you with that EONR? I'll tell you what, we'll be watching that tomorrow. And like I said, I know Terps Trader's been all over that one. Little healthy pullback, I believe, tonight. Or today, actually. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. And let's see who else was on. I think I got to everybody. If I missed you, I greatly appreciate everybody tuning in. And of course, FinViz was tuned in here, which was awesome. So I really appreciate that. And you guys know I use that charting service all the time. So if you're looking to check it out, I have an affiliate link up for it if you're interested. So yeah, if you ever have questions about FinViz or TrendSpider or anything in the market, clearly reach out to me, hit me up on X, and I do try to go through every day and sort through all the spam. I'm telling you, you get like 5 million spam messages. It's insane, guys. It's so crazy what goes on with all the spam. And that is why the Discord is so much better, because I feel like I miss stuff all the time on X because there's just so much damn spam. And then you have to turn off the comments because there's too much spam. It's just nonstop spam. And you can't really do anything. It used to be way better, obviously. We were having a great time. And then the spam took over, but the Discord's amazing. So I think you guys will really enjoy it. And obviously, I think everybody that gets involved in it makes their money right back. It's not, you can look at the pricing plans. They have a bunch of different ones. So you can try it for a month, you can do 6 months, and obviously they have it all priced out there. And Ben has that all set up, but you can click right through my link and then get that all set up. And like I said, if you have any questions about it, feel free to let me know. And I would say the pick of the day, Laptop Travel, this MRVL is looking pretty healthy for tomorrow, I must say. Look at that thing rolling up there. I would think that thing's going to run up. And I know Luis Rodriguez was telling us some news about it there. I forget what it was. What are they doing? They're showing something tomorrow or doing something at a show or doing something. I forget what the hell it was. But that one looked good. And this GLMD looks pretty good as well. That thing was curling up. So there was a couple of them that didn't look too bad right there. What else ones? Like I said, I didn't even make marks. I was just kind of cruising right through. Of course, Green Lane, I'll tell you what, that looks really good too. So keep an eye on that as well. So I would definitely be keeping an eye on Green Lane right there for sure. And then also Marvel, GLMD, and that Meta Planet, guys, this thing is looking great too. This MTPLF or whatever it is. Yeah, is that? Yeah, it came up. Look at that. that thing, it gapped up today, but it's still not looking bad right there. So there you go, everybody. I would say that's a really good market review. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And hold on, we just got a what is it, breaking news? Polymarket. The U.S. is projected to take an imminent military action against Iran. 67% chance right there from Polymarket. So thank you, Luis Rodriguez. And I agree. I bet I don't doubt it, guys. You can see it kind of setting up that way right now. So there you go. And EONR, that's not a bad one as well. EONR, that one could be moving tomorrow. Like I said, it doesn't look bad. It looked like it was trying to curl back up in the after hours. And I do think a lot of these oil and gas ones, I wish that was working a little bit better. But I do think some of these oil and gas ones may get cruising again. I think they might have been some healthy pullback, and they did run up to the tops. And so, yeah, I don't think that they look too bad there, obviously. And let's see, it's not popping up there. There you go. And yeah, look at that look right there. That's a good look and a good pullback. If you caught it down at that 50 there at 44, you were in money land right there, because 58 right now. So I would say that is not looking bad, EONR. So keep that on the list as well. And that GTI wasn't looking bad. I remember looking at this, and it was trying to curl up as well. So that one, and like I said, it may not even curl through up here, but it does look like it's trying to curl up, and we know that they run. So there you go. And he said the pizza stats don't lie. I believe it, to be honest with you. So yeah, this one looks like it could get up to the MACD, run a little bit more there. So there you go. And TMQ and Ovid and Mr. Drawdown, like them two on your list right there. And they were looking good. I think that Ovid did look good right there too. So keep an eye on OVID. And there you go, everybody. So thanks again for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it, everybody that comments and everything else. And even those that don't comment and just hang out and enjoy the show. I greatly appreciate you guys tuning in. And any feedback is more than happy. I love it all. So you guys know I always answer everybody. Have a great time with it. And we do. We have a great community. I see everybody talking there. Laptop Travel. Follow Laptop Travel. He has a great newsletter that he puts out. And like I said, I read that all the time. He puts out a ton of great information on that. And it's like really, really good pricing. So check that out, because for what you get, it's amazing. I promise you that. So you can definitely check out Laptop Travel. I know he has his links up and all that good stuff. So yeah, there you go, everybody. And I guess until 7 a.m. tomorrow, enjoy the rest of your evening. And we will be back for pre-market. That's for sure. That's how our market ended today. And we'll see how it starts out tomorrow at 7 a.m. Good luck at 4 a.m. for the 4 a.m. crew, Laptop Travel and crew that trade at 4 a.m. You guys have a good idea of what to look at, what you're going into. And we'll be back at 7 a.m. to go through the market, see what's happening. And I just saw this SKYQ, and it just reminded me of this one. We were looking at an SKYH, Sky Harbor. And I remember I checked this out the other day, and it was kind of setting up there. This one has potential to try to get set up. It's trying to. I'll keep an eye on it. And I just saw this thing just kind of reminded me of it. And that thing did run up today. I did see that. Sky Q, that's an oil and gas one. I didn't even know what it was. But there you go. So, yeah, all kinds of stuff running up. There's always something going on. So there we go. Fresh review. Thank you, Deep Soul Diving, for hanging out, Mr. Drawdown, and everybody else. And I will catch you guys at 7 a.m. Have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you guys in the morning.